So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
So, hi guys, I'm Carmen, founder of Teenage. My background is in psychology. I'm 27 this year and I started Teenage when I was 23. I did my degree in the States. In the States, that's where I start to really notice how different they treated creative arts differently compared to us. You see the whole environment is so different compared to like Asian countries. Yeah. So that's when I came back, still seeing how the whole environment here is not very supportive for our young talents to grow this side of their passion. And that's how I started venturing into Teenage. And it's also partly because at that age, I was having like a quarter life crisis. Not really quarter, but like early 20s crisis. In a way, also pushed me to really step out of the norm or the comfort zone and really start to pursue something that I believe in. So Teenage actually has two parts. So one is the more general teenagers development and youth development side of things. My gap with the current, let's say a Form 1 student, 13-year-old, is too far. So yeah, I really need to be constantly like going back to them and so that I can be relatable to them. And what we do here for our industry mentoring program can still fulfill their needs. Yeah. And then the other side is the creative arts talent development. So that's where we run our industry mentoring program at our own place here. So we will give them the foundation training, and at the same time we will expose them to the different subcategory of things in the industry. Usually the production side of things is very, very least understood or least known by the public, and that's why they never thought of that as a possible option. Because in reality, not everyone can become a singer or a good musician, but it doesn't mean that you can't be in the industry. Yeah. There are still a lot of different things that you can do, and you can still be in the industry that you are passionate about. And then universities, they will also invite these industry experts or corporates to always come in and do talks or workshops for the students. But another thing that I got to know from university is that sometimes the students don't want to come. You know, the staff, they make the effort, they organize something, but the students don't show up.
So sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, leading on to that, what do you think of students, their general mentality compared to, let's say, your era?
The teenagers, parents, their type of parenting style, it makes them want to like, oh, I won't do this to my kids now. And then they will start, in a way, pampering their kids a bit more. From my experience going to schools, seeing so many different teenagers, so when I go to school, I like to give them games. And you will see that they give up a bit more easily. But at the same time, they will think smart. They will find the loophole. Yeah. Which in my session, I'm fine. Because this shows that, yeah, you actually are thinking. Yeah, because if you don't think, you can't even think of a loophole. Yeah. But sometimes adults, if they see the kids, trying to find their like shortcuts, they will stop them. Yeah, and you must do it the proper way, no shortcut. They're good and bad. So it really depends on how you educate the teenagers, how you educate the kids.
Do you think their perception of arts is still the same? What about that?
I think with their experience growing up and their type of exposure, it will be different. It is different. Their ambition is a YouTuber. I've met kids like this. They will see things as a bit more feasible, especially in the creative art side of things. you be a content creator. Of course, they are still, a bit more naive because they don't really understand how the reality, how the business side of things work yet. But they themselves, they are a bit more open. In a way, worry less than us. Because for our time, okay, let's say I wanted to be a singer back then, but I'll think a lot. We will have a lot of concerns. But the kids now that I usually see, if they want to do certain things, they will do. A kid as young as like 7, 8 years old, they already have that idea. Like, I want to have a YouTube channel. Because they grew up watching other people doing YouTube videos. They will also think that, yeah, if they can do it, I can also do it. But you need a supportive parents. Because at this age, they don't really know, like, okay, I want to do a video. What do I need? And then how can I edit my video? How do I post it on YouTube? Yeah.
Do you think that they also plan as much as they just go do? What do you think of their...
The parents need to involve. If it's really like a kid or even teenagers, yeah, you still need the adult to advise or at least monitor or give you suggestion on how you can make it better. Or if the parents themselves, they don't know, they can find someone who knows and then help their kids. Yeah. Because if you just do, right, and you don't know how to analyze the analytics from YouTube, like how is your video doing, who watched your video, who's your target crowd, and how else can I make my video content a bit more attractive. And one more important thing is when you put yourself out there, you will get comments. Especially now, cyberbullying is a thing. It's a big thing. We'll have to be prepared to receive comments, and sometimes some comments are negative comments. So when things like this happen, you really need an adult to, walk the journey with you. In a way, safeguard yourself. Yeah, you don't give in your own like psychological well-being to things like this. Yeah. So even for our own students, now they have their own like Instagram profile. They post their covers and their work. So I always tell them, if ever anyone like drop like some bad comments or DM you some nasty things, you have to let me know.
Bad. I will scold of you.
Before you say anything, please think. You can say anything you want. We can really say anything that we want, but it's how we say it. Yeah, I mean, I can scold you, or I can give you like really like very bad critics, but if I word it properly, you wouldn't feel that hard feeling. Yeah, so it's how we say it.
So, do you have any advice for youngsters who are maybe lost or don't know what they want to do?
If you don't know what to do, you still have to do something. Yeah. So a lot of time when we say, I don't know what I want, and when you keep having this like statement in your head, right, you always stay stagnant. But then the reason is always like, but I don't know what I want to do. You have to really find one thing and start first. Okay, exactly because you don't know, that's why you need to do something in order to find out. Give it time. Let's say I try this for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month. If you really don't like it, then you can try another thing. Yeah, because if you always say I don't know, 6 months later, if you don't know anything, it will still be I don't know. Yeah, I mean there's really no shortcut in this question. You have to do it to know whether this is something that you will want to do in the long run. In university session that I go to for talks, like again, we think too much. We are like 18 and above, we consider ourselves adults. We will think even more, and also partly because of the society standards. We will think that, oh, if I do this and if I like stop halfway or it didn't work out, I fail.
Please fail.
Yeah, I mean, don't even call it a failure or I fail. Just say this is an experience, because life is made up of experience.
Any advice for people who just kind of lost their passion?
So if you are lost, try to think again. What's your first purpose or goal that made you want to start doing this? Yeah. Probably the reason is your purpose is not strong enough, or you don't have a purpose when you first started, and that's when the mismatch of expectation happen during the journey. Then you start to lose your passion. But if your purpose is about making money, please also rethink. Well, what I always tell my student is, if you do your job so well, the money will come. Money is always an outcome. So it's not the journey, it's not the process, it's not why you start, it's an outcome.
Is there any trait you wish Malaysians would adopt in the future?
I think this is a thing that all parties have to work together. We always say that, the public awareness for arts or creative arts is very low. If they are not in the industry, they probably wouldn't know how the industry works. Is it because they don't want to know, or they don't have access to obtain this kind of information?
Yeah.
And the industry players themselves, are they doing enough to inform the public, oh, this is how our industry is like, this is how our industry works? Because this is the gap between public and the industry people, especially creative. Because most of the parents I talk to, they don't support their kids to do music 100%. It's partly because they don't understand this industry actually has a future. You can actually make a career in this industry.
Ridiculous. What do you think of the education system? It's like now, maybe like compared to the 90s or something like that.
I mean, things now are definitely harder. The syllabus are harder, but not everyone can follow that pace. And how they approach physical education class, music class, because most of the schools, they will treat it like the least important subject.
Yeah.
Okay, PE, you go play whatever you want. Yeah, but there's no proper or even a qualified physical education teacher to really teach you what are some of the sports science aspect of things. But the schools are not really utilizing the experts we have. I think these are good, I think at least a more useful knowledge to have, because it's still your body anyway. And music class. I only have music class in primary. And the teachers are usually not music teachers. They don't even know theory. They just come in, play the song for you to sing. It's almost like a for fun type of class. Yeah, but if it is done properly, you could actually give the students an extra knowledge. They'll just think, okay, we just want to focus on the language, the science, the maths, the more like serious subjects, and then those like sports, music, or art. Okay. I mean, if I were to, be selected or appointed to be in the board to, restructure the curriculum, we have to really revamp what are the contents to put in for each subject, and really give all the subjects equal importance. It shouldn't be like, maths and science is more important than certain things. Because the teachers now, they are still using the same way the 30 years ago, those teachers, the method of teaching. which is sometimes not effective. But this will take maybe few years of revamp, restructure, retraining, and to rewire everyone's mindset. What is education really about? And it's not just like secondary school alone. It should start from like preschool, kindergarten, primary, secondary. You're going to change a person's life, if you do this correctly. And there are also a lot of people saying that, yeah, you look at some other European countries' education system, oh, they are so good, But we can't actually just take and copy 100% here. It won't work too. Because our culture is different, our system is different, the people's mindset is different. And this, talking about the education revamp, it may take a long time, but in a short, near future, what can be done is the parents. How can parents be involved in your kids' education or learning years? Some parents, they will just send their kids to school, and their mindset is, the teachers are supposed to teach my kids. So at home, I just want to see the result. I don't want to teach my kids. If I can teach my own kids, why should I send my kids to school? Yeah, but they should still put some effort, spend time to understand, how is my kids' learning style? What is the preference that my kid want to learn? Is it through activity? Is it through visual, photos? Or is it through listening? So actually parents can take a more active role. Yeah.
Not so much of the system itself per se.
I mean the system can be bad. We're not saying our system is really bad, but even if you think the system is bad, but there's always something that you yourself as an individual can do. Yeah, so don't blame the system. Just ask yourself first whether you have done enough to at least help to the extent that you can.
Okay, thank you very much.